Hello and welcome. Namaste. My name is Sammy if I haven't connected with you before. Tonight's class is just a general flow and release class. We're going to do a bit of hatha, connected, some static poses connected with a little bit of dynamic movement and creative sequencing. Nothing too crazy, but enough to challenge our coordination and neuromuscular kind of system. So make yourself comfortable. Do have a belt available and any other props you like to have. So sitting comfortably. Hey, Sonia. Placing your hands on your knees, palms down. And taking a nice big inhale as you lift into your spine. And exhaling as you keep that spine lifted, dropping your shoulders and softening down into your legs and hips. And maybe closing down at the eyes for a moment or having your eyes half closed. And tuning into the natural rhythm of your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. And already starting to deepen your breath, inhaling, drawing the breath all the way down into the lower regions of your lungs. And exhaling completely, feeling as if you're emptying out your lungs completely. Just relishing in how focusing on the breath is giving us that nice anchored focus, drawing us away from everything that's going on around us, bringing back focus to our mind, body, and breath. One more round of your breath. Oh, beautiful. And now taking one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart center. And we'll move into 5 rounds of Gauranga breathing. So it's a really simple meditation practice of inhaling to draw the mantra Gauranga silently into our mind. And as we exhale, we'll say the sound Gauranga for the entire length of our exhalation. And just resting your mind in the sound of the mantra. So let's exhale completely and take a breath in. Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. 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 Let's do it one more time. Inhale. Gauranga. And relaxing into your regular breathing pattern, lowering your hands back to your lap and allowing the mantra to resonate through your mind and heart. And bringing our palms together in prayer position, we'll just take a moment to set an intention for our practice, which is my intention for us today is to simply have fun flowing through some postures and just releasing and letting go of mental tension, physical tension, anything that you want to let go of. Okay, so let's come down onto our back and make sure you've got your belt within arm's reach. We'll start by taking our knees in toward our chest, hugging your knees in and lengthening your tailbone down toward the floor, getting a nice stretch through your hips and lower back. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And then releasing your knees, holding the front of your knees with your hands and guiding your knees around in circles. That's it. And back in the opposite direction. Breathing naturally. Good. And come back to center. Lower both feet to the floor. Take your belt and we'll fold our belt in half, taking the middle of your belt around the sole of your right foot and holding one side of the belt in each hand. And then straightening your leg up into the air, flexing your foot. And then we've got the belt here to draw our leg in, getting a nice stretch. And then exhale to release our leg out. So just moving in your own time. I like to inhale, release, and exhale, draw in, so you can soften into your belly and really utilize that exhalation to soften the tissues. Inhale, release, and exhale, draw in. For more of a challenge, you can straighten that left supporting leg, just keeping it nice and active by flexing your toes back toward you and just continuing to draw in with the right leg. Good. And let's draw in one more time, and then we'll hold here, just maintaining a natural breath, holding here for about 5 breaths. You might notice as you start to relax into the pose a little, you can incrementally draw your leg a little closer toward your torso. And release your leg back to center, taking hold of both sides of the belt in your right hand. And we're going to lower our leg out to the right. So you're going to open your hip out to the side, but you're using your hands to draw against your belt to control the movement. I'm a little bit limited here. I'm going to have to lift my leg. I'm going to have to go crazy. Lift my leg a little high because I got the wall here. But that is a challenge you can also explore, is maybe releasing your belt and looping your first 2 fingers around your big toe. And not only draw the leg out, but also draw it up toward your shoulder. One more breath here. Now creating tension against the belt and drawing your leg back up to center. Now taking hold of the belt in the left hand and taking your right thumb to the crease of your right hip and just moving the flesh of your thigh up and away, so you've got a little bit of space there through the hip crease, and then taking the leg over to the left. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. If you keep your leg pretty much perpendicular and then just take it across body, you'll notice that it gets quite intense quite quickly. Whereas if you lower your foot and then take it across, it'll take the stretch into different areas of your leg and hip. So totally up to you. You just take your leg wherever you feel you need the stretch most. And then again, just controlling that hold of the leg by drawing against the belt, drawing it back towards you, creating a bit of tension, and then you can rest your upper arm on the floor. One more breath here. And slowly raise your leg back to center. Now we're going to release the belt, taking it over to the left side, getting ready for the next side. And then bending through the knee and sliding your knee down toward the floor, thighs coming down alongside your rib cage, and press the sole of your foot down toward the floor. Getting a nice diagonal stretch through your hip. One more nice full breath here. Now releasing your foot back up toward the ceiling. This is my favorite part, is to take your arms down by your sides and slowly, slowly float your leg back down toward the floor. Slowly, slowly, like it's floating down through a soft cloud, and releasing it to the floor and relaxing both of your legs completely. And noticing the difference between the right leg and the left leg, and feeling that beautiful, cool rush of energy and circulation through the right leg and hip. Nice. Let's do the other side, starting with both feet on the floor. Knees are bent. Take the middle of your belt around the sole of your left foot and take your leg up, foot toward the ceiling, holding the belt one side in each hand. And then working with your breath, inhale. Exhale to draw in. And you might notice one leg feels a little tighter than the other, so just make sure you're listening to your body and not trying to force the same kind of outcome or experience on both sides. And just moving with your breath. Now on this one, we'll hold the leg in, holding for 5 breaths. Maybe go ahead and straighten that supporting leg, keeping it nice and active. Gently drawing your leg in a little more as you relax into the stretch. Now releasing back to center, and we'll take hold of our belt in the left hand. So both sides of the belt in the left hand, and lowering your leg over to the left. So if your leg is floating up in the air and it doesn't go to the floor, a little prop is to bend through the elbow, taking your upper arm to the floor, and then pulling back against your belt so that you're controlling how deep your leg goes into the stretch. And again, option to hold the toes and draw the leg up. And taking your leg back to center. Holding the belt in the other hand and leg coming across your body. This experience for me, going leg across, is I need to basically go into birthing, breathing. the tenseness and the sensations are strong. One more breath here. And release back to center, lowering your belt. Bending through your knee, taking hold of your foot and sliding your knee down alongside your chest, down toward your armpit. Thighs moving down alongside your ribs or in that direction. And tuning into your breath. Trying to keep your foot stacked above your knee as you press your knee down, pressing down through the foot. Releasing your foot up, placing your hands, palms down by your sides, and carefully lowering your leg down, down, down through that beautiful vision of a fluffy cloud. And leg comes to the floor. Feeling that beautiful rush of prana, circulation. And gently draw your knees in. And let's rock ourselves up and over to step back into a warm-up downward dog. That's it. Walking your feet forward to meet your hands. And slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time, and the head is the last to come up. All right, standing at the top of your mat, getting ready for 3 rounds of sun salutations. We'll start with a modified version first, and then we'll move into the full sequence, and feel free to modify throughout the sequence, however feels most appropriate for you. Grounding down through your feet. Inhaling, raising your arms up, bringing your palms together, looking to your thumbs. Exhaling as you fold forward, hands to the floor. Bending through the knees. Inhale, flat back, sliding your hands up your shins. Exhaling, folding forward, jumping or stepping back into plank position. Dropping your knees to the floor, lowering your chest to the floor. Inhaling, hips to the floor, keep pressing down into your palms, elbows into your ribs as you lift into the crown of your head in cobra. Exhale, knees to the floor, lifting back, downward dog. Holding here for 3 breaths, but because it's our first downward dog, feel free to warm up a little by lifting and lowering your heels, exaggerating the stretch through the shoulders and chest. One more breath here. Checking your fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide, and press the floor away, lifting into your hips. Exhaling, lowering your heels down toward the floor. Looking between your hands and jumping or stepping your feet forward. Inhale, flat back with your knees bent. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rolling all the way up to standing. Exhale. Let's continue. Inhale, reaching up. Spine is lifting. Exhaling, folding forward, hands to the floor. Inhale, flat back, legs straight this time. Exhale, folding forward, jump or step back into plank. And lower down. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, lift back into downward dog. Holding here for 3 breaths. Your feet are hip distance apart. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Rolling your upper arms in toward each other. And if you need to, softly bending through your knees, prioritizing length through your spine. Exhale completely. Looking between your hands and jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhaling, arms down by your sides. One more round. Inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back. Lower down. Inhaling, upward dog, long through your spine. Exhaling, lifting through the hips, driving through the belly, coming back into downward dog. Holding here for 3 breaths. Exhale completely. Looking between your hands, jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, arms down by your sides, and take a breath. Beautiful. Taking your hands to your hips, stepping your right foot back. coming into high runner's lunge on the left side. So getting your foundations sorted first, stacking your knee above your front ankle and reaching into your back heel. And if that's too strong, just bending and dropping the back knee to the floor. And raising your arms up, shoulders down away from your ears as you reach up into your fingertips. Keeping your shoulders stacked above your hips and navel gently drawing in. Holding here for a few more breaths. All right, let's lower our arms, tipping our torso forward, bringing your shoulders over your front leg. And then take flight as you drag your back toe to the floor and lift up when you feel ready. So if it feels too strong, just keeping that back toe on the floor, and then float the back leg up, reaching your arms by your sides or taking them forward. So if you've got your arms forward, you're simultaneously reaching forward and then pressing back into your back foot. Your foot is flexed. One more breath here. And then exhale, hands to the floor, raising that back leg up, coming into a standing split. Mine's more like a half standing split, so wherever that back leg will lift to. Getting a nice inversion here. Now exhaling, bending through this left standing leg, bending through the back right leg, and we're going to steer that back right knee to the outside of our left foot, carefully lowering our hips to the floor. Very nice. Sitting up nice and tall and taking your hand to the front, right hand to the front of your knee, left hand behind you, or further still, taking your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, turning to look over your left shoulder. Softening through your belly. Nice. Let's release. Come back around to center. And we'll just take our hands to the floor and then carefully step back into plank. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. And jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your hips. And step the left foot back. Repeating the same sequence on the other side now. Stacking your knee above your ankle and lengthening into your back heel. Gently squeezing through the hips to create stability, raising your arms up. And feeling your hips descending toward the floor, shoulders moving down, and then your spine is lifting in the opposite direction, fingertips reaching up toward the sky. Breathing naturally. Exhale completely. Now, folding forward through the torso, shifting your weight forward, big toe drags on the floor. And then when you're ready, raising that back leg up, flexing through your foot, keeping a soft micro bend in the standing leg. And then up to you if you want to keep your arms by your side or taking your arms forward. Trying to keep this left hip rolling down. Inhale and exhale. Hands to the floor. Taking that back leg up. Coming into a standing split. Beautiful. Now both hands to the floor, bending through the right knee, bending through the back leg as you draw your knee down to the outside of your right foot. Finding yourself in seated spinal twist position. Both hips to the floor, sitting up nice and tall, revolving around to the right, taking your left hand to your right knee or left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And right hand is planted behind you as you lift and spiral. Keep breathing as naturally as you can in this constricted position. And slowly come back to center. Hands to the floor. Stepping yourself back into plank. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Taking it back into downward dog. And then walking your hands all the way back, back, back. Feet are hip distance apart. And cradle your elbows in your hands, coming into a nice relaxed forward fold, softly bending through your knees. And just seeing with all of these, the circulation of energy, and already just a few little challenges and moving prana through your body, noticing if there's anything that you're feeling like you're able to let go of. Maybe you're just releasing stagnation, releasing, letting go of, who knows, all kinds of things that accumulate in the female physiology, in the female mind. Sometimes we don't even articulate it. It's just exhale and let it go. All right. Slowly release, walking your hands forward. And we're going to come into a child's pose very briefly, keeping your arms extended, reaching out into your palms, fingertips. And then coming up onto all fours to step your right foot forward into a lunge position. Taking your hands to your front knee as you drop down into your hips for crescent lunge. Inhaling, when you're ready, taking your arms up as you allow your hips to move down toward the floor. Exhale. Lower your hands to the floor. And then we'll bring our right foot in front of our left hip, coming down into pigeon. So just taking your time here, easing into it. So we're stretching out those lovely hip muscles that we were working in our standing posture. So just taking your time, slowly releasing down, coming down onto your forearms. Finding yourself in a sleeping pigeon position. And if you want to stretch all the way out, you can walk your arms forward. We'll hold here for another few breaths. And pressing yourself up, taking your time, sliding that knee back, taking a brief extended child's pose. And when you're ready, pressing up onto all fours and stepping your left foot forward. Hands come to rest on your front knee, easing into the stretch. Feeling your front leg and your back leg moving away from one another. Inhaling, raising your arms up. And feeling that beautiful oppositional force of your whole upper body lifting and reaching upwards as your whole lower body is softening and moving downwards. Exhale. Hands come to the floor. Sliding that right foot in front, left foot in front of the right hip, and the right leg slides back. Folding forward. And situating your front leg so that it feels like a comfortable stretch for you. So the more you move that front foot away from your hip, closer towards running parallel with the end of the mat, the more the stretch will intensify through your left hip. Coming forward into your forearms or completely laying folded over your front leg, arms outstretched. Just a few more breaths here. And now slowly making your way up, pressing yourself up onto your hands. And we'll take it back into extended child's pose, this time taking your knees apart and your big toes together and threading your arms through your legs, turning your head to one side and resting on your cheek. Letting your hips be heavy. And turning your head to the other side. Nice. And press yourself up. Take your hands forward, tuck your toes, and lift back into downward dog. I'm just taking a couple of breaths here. And inhale, we'll raise the right leg up, going into some hip opening stretches. So inhale, raising the leg up, and exhale, bending through the right knee, bringing your heel down toward your hip, and taking that leg back as if you're taking it back behind you until you feel a nice stretch through the hip. And simultaneously press the floor away and keep the left heel pressing down. So you want to feel pretty stable in the pose. Then straighten out through your leg. And rotate your hips back to center, lowering the right foot to the floor. Inhaling, taking the left leg up. Same thing on the other side now. Rolling the hip open, bending through your knee, bringing your heel down toward your hip. And straighten your leg. Rotate back to center. Lower your foot to the floor. Good. Bringing your knees to the floor. Come down to sit on your hips and take a breath. Turning your palms up. Just feeling the benefits of being inverted in downward dog. Feeling everything balancing out. Okay, now coming over onto our back, we're going to go from bridge and build our way up into wheel pose if you like. So if you're not into practicing wheel pose, please find whatever makes you feel happy today with a nice other back bending alternative, totally up to you, or you can just continue doing more bridge poses, but we'll warm up our spine first through bridge. So taking both feet to the floor, arms down alongside your body, tucking your tailbone under and pressing down into your base as you lift through the hips, lifting your spine one vertebra at a time. Exhale, slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Hips are the last to come down. And again, just moving with your breath, tuck the tailbone, lifting up. Exhale, lower. And inhale, tuck the tailbone and lift up. This time holding the position in bridge, interlocking your hands underneath your body and drawing your shoulder blades in toward each other. Press down into your feet and forearms. Lifting into your hips, lifting through your sternum. Gently squeezing through the glutes to help you lift a little higher. For our final couple of breaths, see if you can lift just a little higher, imagining your spine lengthening. And then exhaling, releasing your hands, unraveling your shoulders, and slowly lowering your spine down one vertebra at a time. And releasing your hips to the floor. And rest, take a breath. Okay. We're going to go into bridge here, and I'm going to show you a modification with the bolster, because it just gives you a little bit more lift, and it allows you a bit more of an opportunity to explore working into that opening through the chest and the feeling of lengthening through your spine. So it gives a slight elevation under your feet. I don't have much mobility through my spine. I don't fold naturally. I don't hyperextend through my lower back. And my shoulders are very stiff. So it does feel like a very challenging posture for me personally, and I find that a little bit of lift under my feet just creates a bit more spaciousness in the pose, as evidenced by I feel like I can breathe well when I have my feet lifted. So if you would like to try that, you could have a stack of blankets or a bolster or something similar. So taking it under your feet. And we're going to move into the pose in stages, and you just stop wherever you feel comfortable. So I'm going to go first into hands behind my shoulders, not jammed all the way under, because the closer your hands are to your feet, the stronger the bend through your spine. So if you walk your hands out away from your shoulders, you're giving yourself a little bit of time and a little bit of space to gradually build into the full back bend. So once you're up in the bridge pose, you can then walk your hands closer to your feet, and you'll be able to do it little bit by little bit, listening to your body. So taking the hands a little further away from the shoulders and pressing down into your feet, and we're going to lift through the hips, pressing down into your hands just enough to lift onto the crown of your head. You're not collapsing into your neck, not collapsing your body weight into your head. You're kind of pressing into your palms and feet. So this might feel far enough for you, or if you feel you can go further, pressing all the way up. And you can even come onto your toes for more length. And you want to feel like you're pressing your chest toward the wall behind you. So less about folding or bending or hyperextending through the spine, and more about lifting and lengthening, pressing through the chest, opening through the shoulders. Keep breathing. And then when you're ready, you might like to come out the same way, lowering the crown of your head to the floor, and then lifting and lowering the back of your head down, and lowering your spine to the floor. Such an invigorating posture. Let's take a breath. We'll do one more round. Maybe you'd like to practice without a prop. Okay, and it can also really help to mentally visualize your body moving into the posture before you execute on it. So starting by mentally imagining it, holding that experience in your mind, and then following that vision, pressing down into your palms and feet, lifting onto the crown of your head, keep breathing, and pressing up. And then release down whenever you're ready. Straightening out your legs. Let's take a little mini Shavasana. And navel drawing in as you draw your knees in. And we'll just Give a gentle hug of knees in toward our chest, taking your spine in the opposite direction. And then lifting your forehead up toward your knees, lengthening your tailbone down toward the floor. Good. And lower your feet down, rocking your knees from side to side. Just small movements to start with. Relaxing and releasing through the lower back. Good. And bring your knees back to center. We're going to go into a full spinal twist now. So straightening out through the right leg, bending through the left knee and taking your left knee across your body, placing your right hand on top of your left knee, and left arm reaches out to the side. And turning to look over to the left, and gently encouraging your knee and your shoulder down toward the floor in opposite directions. One more breath here. Release, coming back to center. Straightening out through the left leg, bending through the right knee, and taking it across your body. Extending the right arm out at shoulder height, and turning to look to the right as you press your right knee and gently encouraging your right shoulder down toward the floor. Wonderful. Release. Come back to center. And taking a moment here to check in with your body and noticing if there's any final stretches, any final postures or techniques that your body is craving. You might like to work through your hips or spine a little more, whatever it is. Just taking that little final stretch and then making yourself comfortable laying on your back for Shavasana. Mm-hmm. And when you come into your back, implementing any props that you like to use, perhaps a bolster under your legs, a cushion under your head, or if it's cold where you are, maybe a blanket. And as you set yourself up for relaxation, and finding yourself in a comfortable position, take a moment here to reflect on your practice, anything that came up for you throughout your practice. Any challenges that you faced and found a way to navigate through, or any surprises that you had along the way, things that you managed to execute on that maybe you hadn't before. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe you noticed that today you needed to ease off a little and it wasn't so much about going into full expressions of postures, but giving yourself the time and grace to be here, present on the mat, but with no expectation, just moderating things as needed. Our practice always meets us where we're at. And taking one final moment to come back to our intention, or my intention for you guys today, which was to flow and release, and use the opportunity to just let go. Let go of anything physical, letting go into our tissues, letting go mentally, letting go of anything we're holding on our heart. Just seeing if through our practice, through the movement, the energy circulation, through breathing, moving into that relaxed state, seeing if that helps us to just let go, make some little shifts. I think for me personally, most of the time I don't consciously let go of something, but I just feel lighter at the end of my practice. So I just trust. I trust in the process. I trust in the practice that that's part of the letting go of stuff. All right, now let's move into some guided relaxation. So all you need to do is stay where you are and relax each body part as I mention it. So let's start by taking our awareness all the way down to our feet. Relaxing through your toes, from your big toes to your little toes. Relaxing the soles of your feet, your inner arches and outer arches. And feeling your heels to be heavy as they rest against the floor. Soften into your ankles and soften into your calf muscles. Your shins are heavy. Relax into your knees. Relax your thighs, the tops of your thighs, your inner thighs and outer thighs, and your hamstrings. Relax your left hip and your right hip. Begin to soften into your belly, softening all the way down to the base of your abdomen, up through your midsection and around your navel, and then all the way up toward your diaphragm, right up under your ribs. Just feeling that whole area of your abdomen to be soft and relaxed. Now visualizing your breath circulating through that abdominal region, and bringing fresh prana and oxygen to this area where all of your vital organs, many of your vital organs are resting. Now releasing that visualization, coming back to awareness of your tissues, and relaxing through the sides of your body, feeling as if the sides of your torso are melting down toward the floor. And begin to relax into your chest. Relaxing your ribs and all the muscles in between each rib. Softening into your lungs. and softening into your heart center. Guiding your awareness up to your shoulder region, feeling your collarbones broadening and releasing. Relaxing into the tops of your shoulders and down and around your shoulder blades. Feeling your shoulders to be a little lighter with every outward breath. Relaxing into your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, and your wrists. Softening into your hands and feeling the gentle prickling sensation of life force and prana circulating your palms. Now guiding your awareness to your lower back. Feeling your lower back, your sacrum, relaxing and releasing. Relax your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Feeling all the muscles either side of your spine softening and releasing. Your head is getting heavier and heavier as it rests against the floor. Your eyes are soft. Relax into your jaw, softening your mouth. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. You feel safe and warm. Begin to wake up your body, wriggling your fingers and toes, gently rocking your head from side to side. And rolling over onto your left side, just rest for a moment. And pressing yourself up to sit. And we'll finish our class with chanting the mantra Gauranga. So just relishing in the sound, drawing it in through your ears, into your mind, and down into your heart. And when you sing the sound, singing from your heart. And just joining in as you feel comfortable. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Goranga, 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 Goranga. Last time. Goranga, 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 Goranga. Beautiful. And closing off our practice by bringing our palms together in prayer position in front of our heart and bowing to offer our respects to each other. And bowing once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.